Today we're going to be making a video of, I'm going to be building a 48 volt e-bike battery out of two older 36 volt batteries I have. First part here, this is going to be disassembling. This is a homemade digital voltage gauge. I just want to show you right now sitting here. If the battery wasn't right, I wouldn't want to combine them. If something was wrong in this battery and it wasn't charging fully and it was stopping, but I can show you what the output voltage is. So this one's sitting, after I came off the charger, at 41.6. This battery, same thing. So that tells me when I open these up, the voltage of the cells in there are all going to be really close to each other. Makes it easy for combining them back up. If not, I'd have to charge them individually, see if they were any good, do a capacity check, things like that. So okay, so real quick before I rip this thing apart, I'm going to test the voltage across the cells. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to pop this first cell off. All right, so I got, should be 70 cells here. So I'll end up going through these. I'm going to separate these things, put them in a separate box. Yesterday when I left off, I was stripping down these two old batteries, got all the cells out. Today I'm going to start just cleaning them up, cleaning off the old spot welds. I have a Dremel with like 120 sanding wheel on there just to take the old spot welds off, make it nice and smooth. I'm going to put a new insulator on here. See, now that covers where the negative is. Okay, like new. Got a new wrap on there, new insulator. They're all cleaned up. I take 4 old cells. I glue them together. This is just my little template. I have a spacer I use. I hold that in there. This just lines me up better. Gets an air gap between the batteries. Plus, it lines me better with the nickel stripping that I'll show you later in the video. So I got all my cells glued together in groups of 6 here. You can see I have them all just laid down the end here. So I'm going to lay them out real quick how they're going to go. So that's going to be the layout. So what I did is it's always positive and negative, right? I'm starting here with positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, and then it's going to jump this way to the positive, negative, positive, negative, positive. So I'm pretty much going to take my first cell, a little hot glue, just put 3 straight strips. Same thing, when I push it together, I don't jam them together, I leave that same gap. I have the triple here. So this will actually work good because this battery, I flipped it over. When I left off last time, it was upside down the other way. So the beginning is my positive corner, it's right here. So I got my negative. This is one cell right here. This is the next positive cell right here. So you can see there's 6. So I need to group these together and combine it as one so that it flows through this way, right? The next one, same thing on the bottom. Right, it's going to keep looping through. So my option would have been either do 3 pieces. I'd have to do a piece on this one, piece on this one, and then I'd have to weld down one connecting the 2 cells together. Luckily, I'm going to use up as much as I can until I run out of this. But this 3, you can see that worked perfect. I can make a nice little square, connects that group together, and it jumps across this one while it's doing the same thing. Basically, like I said, it's going to be a gang of 4. So I'll start cutting these. Now when I do these ones, I can actually use my double row. I'll make something different for this one here, but I am pretty much, let's see, it's negative to positive, negative to positive. So it's the other side I'm going to be jumping over. But on this side here, these will work, because now I can go this way. So I might as well make these. I'm going to make this in 6, because this is a group, this is a group. See, they're just turned. Okay, so in this step here, I got my Sunco 709A spot welder. For this battery, since I can't reach into the middle, I'm also going to use, this comes with a nice pen you can plug in like this. Gives you a foot pedal. When you're pushing on, you just hit the foot pedal to arc it. When you're using this one, the main style without the pen, it's just spring loaded. When you push up, it makes contact, and that's what arcs. So it's the pressure pushing up. This is these are spring loaded too. Get the right amount of pressure down on it. So I just saturated my rag with rubbing alcohol. Clean the top. I'll just do the whole top right now. We're gonna try it. It's gripping good. Okay, now I'm going to use it regular. So I'm doing the area that I can get to with this now. These are going to be the easy double like this. Okay, I'm going to start it back up here. So, all right, this side's done here. And you can see I left my negative longer here because I like to, I don't know if you remember when I was taking it apart, I like to solder my leads that are feeding the battery and going out, coming in from the BMS. I like to solder here and not above here. And then when I'm building, I can just fold them down. So let's get started here. All right, so everything's tacked on. I'm going to add this one last straight piece of strip right on an angle right here. Just to give me, like I said, a little more connecting. And this is a little thicker than the other ones. Okay. So that's it for the spot welding. So once again, it's a 30 amp 13S. I didn't wire any leads on here yet. I'll do that in the next step. And then this is the 13 lead header. So you got your negative and then 13 leads. So basically, as I'm doing this, I'll explain now. I already marked these here. So you start at negative, all right? So if you think about it, the negative, let's look at it this way. Negative is the bottom, right? So that would be your negative lead. That's the black. All right, and then everywhere up from the negative, if you just follow the path you did your tabs, right, it counts up from there. So there's negative, right, say that's 0. There's 1, right, it's coming through. 2, right, comes through. 3, so on. It goes all the way up, all the way until you get to your positive, which is right here. That would be 13. That's the top. All right, we're going to get started. In this next step, here's a diagram of how I wired the BMS. It gets hard to see where all the terminations go. And I will attach that at the end of the video. So if you want to click that or download, print it, you'll have it. But it's hard to see where these terminations are. And at the end of the video, after I'm done wiring and soldering up the BMS, when the battery's out of sight, I'm pretty much wrapping. I didn't realize the camera angle was bad there. So if that's what you're looking to see about wrapping and heat shrinking the battery wrap, please leave me a comment and I'll redo one of my other batteries and do a new shrink wrap over top one so you can see that step done in a short video. Thanks for watching. In this step 2, I think I described, I don't know if you heard in the video, I'm passing the BMS leads through the space in between the cells, and I try to do it away from the nickel tabs. That way it's not rubbing. So If you wonder what I'm doing there, yeah, passing it through, then trimming it to fit where it lands, and still going in the order 1 to 13. All right. So that was all 13 leads. I'm just reusing the rubber from that I took apart the other batteries. Like I said, this is a backup. I'm not using all new rubber insulating material. So let me get some leads attached to this. I'm going to put a little piece of wood under it. Okay, so everything's attached. I can plug in my header lead now. Done soldering. Now I just got to put a couple layers on there, get ready to start wrapping it. All right, here we go. There it goes. All right. So now when I'm wrapping it, I'll just put a little foam around these wires here just to give them a little cushion. That way they're not getting smashed. So, got my little outer protective shell that's going to go on here. It's actually going to go this way. Yeah. Okay, this just keeps it, because this is going to be the bottom of my battery. This is what I use. It's like plastic cardboard. It's hard to see. It's corrugated. You can heat it. You can bend the ends, but it actually gives it some strength, and it will protect from getting hit. So, all right, see that fits? I already kind of pre-molded that. So I'm going to get a layer of foam underneath there. Okay, here's the last step. I got some 150 millimeter the battery heat shrink. This is the same thing, Amazon. All these supplies are Amazon. I will, like I said, I'll attach links for all these if you're interested. But this is the 150 millimeter. I have a couple different sizes. I think I got 200 and 250 in there in case you had to do like a real wide pack, but just slide it right over. You don't want it too big, because then it's a little harder shrinking. I'm going to put it right in the middle. I left about 3 inches overhang because it will shrink both ways. I just want enough to wrap around the ends. All right, well, thanks for watching. If, like I said, I will attach any links from anything I bought on here, the heat shrink, the BMS board, even the ends. I mean, I've bought these ends before, even though they came off the other batteries. But yeah, please, if you liked the video and found it helpful, give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.